kettlebell clean to lunge with oscillation rep. This, normally if you're doing it with a kettlebell, like in the name, there's a handle on the kettlebell, right? So I want you to think about making 2 rings with your thumb and your index finger. And if you're holding the handle at the top, and when you do the clean, you should never let go of the kettlebell. And those 2 rings are just gonna then take your hands to the base of the handle of the kettlebell. So you're never really letting go. I'm demonstrating today with the dumbbell because this can also be done with a dumbbell if you don't have kettlebells available to you. So just like any other lunge, I just want to talk about positioning real quick. When you go and do it, if you were to drop your back knee to the ground, your back knee should be no further than 3 to 6 inches away from your front foot heel. If you notice that you're a little bit too far, that means that you're not doing it right. Kettlebell clean to lunge with oscillation rep. If you're using a kettlebell for this, like the name suggests you should, there's a handle on the kettlebell, of course. I want you to think about when you're holding the handle at the top of the handle and then you go for the clean, think about having 2 rings made with your index fingers and your thumbs that are going to ride along the handle and carry your hands to the base of the handle of the kettlebell. I'm demonstrating today the kettlebell clean to lunge with a dumbbell, just because it can also be done with a dumbbell if you don't have kettlebells available to you. So when you do it with a dumbbell, you're going to start from a hanging and then finish from the clean in a goblet position. So from here, we're going from a hang, stepping our leg out, finishing in a lunge, and then doing our oscillation rep at the end, and then kicking back up to start. An oscillation rep is just moving within a 1-inch range of motion, trying to deepen the contraction that we're eliciting with this exercise. So on this one, my front leg, I should be feeling it in my glute, hamstring, and quad. So from here, catch it, 1, 2, 3 oscillation reps, and then coming back. Couple of things that can go wrong with this exercise, like everything else. If you notice that you're stepping out too far, you're probably getting a little hyperextension in the back, and you're gonna feel that with a stretch in the front of your back leg. So that means that it's not gonna be good, and you're using your back for stability as opposed to your core muscles in good positioning to keep everything in your pelvis in good position. Last thing, if your clean isn't all that good and it's not clean, that can affect this lift as well. So if you're using the dumbbell, and when you go out to do a lunge and you're almost throwing it and then catching it, you're gonna hit that position a little bit harder, and that's not what we want as well. We wanna practice that slowing down mechanics and stopping mechanics, but we don't wanna do it with load almost dropping on us and us having to catch it. A, it's a safety precaution, but also we're not gonna get the illicit training effect. Last thing, if your oscillations are too big, then you're doing more work than you need to, and we're not getting exactly what we want out of the exercise. Make sure that your oscillations are just within 1-inch range of motion, and you're only doing at 3, unless if I specify different.